Hello and welcome to the WordPress series. This is the 7th session and we are going to talk about plugins. So in this session, we are going to look at what is a plugin, what are the essential plugins, what is the difference between a plugin and a widget, selecting a plugin, installing and activating a plugin, uninstalling a plugin from the backend. So what is a plugin? A plugin is an additional functionality that we add to the existing framework of WordPress depending on our requirements. So they work as a building block and you can keep on adding the plugins as and when required. What are the essential plugins? Some of the plugins that you really need to have on your website include an anti-spam plugin, a security plugin to ensure security on your website, which would include malware scanning, cross-XSS scanning, and other security features as well. A custom login plugin, which would help you to create a custom login page or a widget on your site. Google Analytics, so that you can check out the analytics from your website dashboard itself. An SEO plugin, which would ensure that as and when you add content on your site, that is whether it is a post or a page or media, it is well within the confines of a search engine optimized website. A backup plugin to ensure a scheduled backup of your website, and a page builder for creating effective landing pages on your website. Plugin versus widgets. What is the difference? A plugin is an extension to the fundamental framework of WordPress, whereas a widget is a part of basic WordPress framework or a plugin. A plugin adds specific functionality to your website. It adds code to the existing code of the website, and it ensures that some kind of feature is added to the website. As we discussed, it could be related to security on the site, or it could be related to custom login, whereas a widget is an interface to enable some functionality. So whatever the functionality the plugin has added, if it is related to the front end, then it would need a widget area to specify that specific function. For example, custom login is a plugin. So that plugin is going to allow you to have custom login pages on your website or a custom login widget on your website. That is the functionality that is being added. Whereas the widget is only going to make sure that the functionality of custom login is being made available to the user through the interface. The functions that we add through a plugin could be related to front end or back end. For example, we used Elementor Page Builder. That is a plugin which is used to create front end of your website, that is the web pages. It could be related to backend only. For example, security plugins. They work in the background. They do not necessarily have a front end interface to interact with the user. A widget, on the other hand, is a drag and drop component and has a specific widget area. For example, you could have widgets in the sidebar, left sidebar, right sidebar, or in the footer area. So that is the difference between a plugin and a widget. Installing and activating a plugin. You should search for the plugin in the WordPress repository, select the plugin, install, activate, and check the settings. We will see this in a while. Working with plugins from backend. Go to public_HTML from the cPanel of your website. Go to the domain folder, WP content folder within it. There you will see a plugins folder and within the plugins folder, you will see the specific plugin folder that you want to work with. For modifying a plugin, create the folder for plugin to be modified inside the child theme. Follow the folder hierarchy that is present in the original plugin folder. Copy the plugin files to be modified into the child theme plugin folder. For deleting a plugin, suppose you installed a plugin and now you do not find it worth it. Then first you need to deactivate. Deactivating a plugin does not mean that you have deleted the plugin files. It only means that the functioning of that plugin stops. The code still remains. Then you need to uninstall the plugin. When you uninstall the plugin, the code is deleted. Deleting a plugin from the backend. It is not advisable to delete the plugin directly, but there can be situations when the plugin is not compatible with the theme or with other important plugins on your website. So suppose you have a plugin for page builder and then you have a plugin for image gallery. Now the page builder already has an image gallery option and then you have another plugin specific to image gallery. There are chances that they might conflict, and if they conflict, they might break the website. In such a situation, you can log into the backend of your website, that is the cPanel, and from the cPanel, go to the plugins folder in the WP content. Within the plugins folder, you will see the specific plugin folder that you think might be causing the conflict, and then just remove that folder. That is, delete that folder. So let us see some more details about plugins. Here I am at the back end of my website. On the top bar, here you can see there is one update available. Whenever managing or administering your website, always keep a check on the updates available for every plugin or the theme. Here I can see there is one update available. That is this Elementor plugin that I have has a new update. So select all, update plugins. Whenever a plugin is updated, you can see first the WordPress will always enable the maintenance mode. After the update has completed, it is going to disable the maintenance mode, and here you will see the message all updates have been completed. On the left sidebar, when you go to plugins, you get three options: installed plugins, add new, and plugin editor. When you go to installed plugins, it is going to list all the plugins that have been installed on your website. Not necessarily activated. These are all the plugins that have been installed, but not all are activated. Here I have an anti-spam plugin, a serious slider plugin, Elementor, Hello Dolly, custom CSS and JavaScript plugin, WordFence security. Now these are some of the plugins that I feel were important and I have them installed, but they are not activated. So when you check, either you can check each and every plugin individually. Under the bulk actions, you can choose activate, because I want to activate all of these plugins, and apply. So selected plugins have been activated. How do you actually select a plugin? Click on add new, search for a plugin that you want. So suppose I want to search for custom login. Here are a number of options available. There are 2,373 items under this search. How would you select which one to choose for your site? First thing is to look at active installations. Second, if it is compatible with your version of WordPress, always keep the WordPress installation up to date. And if a plugin is compatible with the latest version of WordPress, then that means it has been updated recently. So as you can see, I have the latest version of WordPress, and this specific plugin is compatible with it and it was last updated 1 month ago, which is fairly good. As you will scroll down or to the next pages, you will come across plugins which have not been updated. So this specific plugin is untested with the latest version of WordPress and was updated 6 months ago. So such a plugin would not be advisable because it shows inactivity on the plugin updates. You should also check number of active installations. For example, this has 80k active installations and this has 60k. Next is to go to more details. Under more details, you will see the features that the plugin offers. Check the features. If they are according to your requirement, then you can install and activate that specific plugin. Let us see if we want to install a plugin, but I will not activate it. So when I go to installed plugins, here it is, the plugin has been installed. Now let us see how to delete a plugin from the backend. Here I am at the cPanel of my website in the domain folder. From here, I can go to WP Content, Plugins, and this will list all the plugins that exist on the website. Login Press, this is the plugin that we just installed. I do not want this plugin. The better option is to delete the plugin from the WordPress dashboard. But just for a practical example, I am showing that you can go to the cPanel backend, select the plugin folder and delete. Confirm. Now when you go to the backend, so in the list of available plugins, that plugin has been deleted since you deleted it from the cPanel. That kind of deletion should happen only at a time of contingency, otherwise not. So in this session, we looked into plugins. What is a plugin? How to install, activate, deactivate, and uninstall a plugin, where to remove it from, and when to add or remove a plugin. And that's about this series of sessions on WordPress. Thank you very much.